You may want to rethink that diet soda. I know I'm guilty of it too. Sometimes a really cold diet cola sounds so good, doesn't it? But so this is a reminder to us all. What did I show in my little screenshot there at the beginning? I love drinking these bubbly waters. I hope they don't have anything wrong with them. I mean, if we're going to go like really clean, it's not good to drink out of cans, but we got to try to do the best we can do with what we have. So I've switched over to cold bubbly water instead of diet soda. I'm not a perfect person. Every now and then I will have a diet soda, but it's very rare. And why? This is the reminder. This is what you want to be looking for when you're looking at the ingredients in diet soda. Okay, so one of them is, of course, aspartame. We've known about that forever. It's been classified as possibly cancer-causing to humans. This has been going on for a long time. There's limited evidence actually linking aspartame to liver cancer. So just an FYI on that. And aspartame, gosh, I remember when that started in the late 80s, and I was kind of excited because I'm like, oh, finally sugar-free things that I can eat and lose weight. And then I found out about aspartame, and then I backed off. Yeah. So studies also show that aspartame, and here's the other one, it begins with an A because it might not have aspartame in them, but it might have what's called acyl sulfame potassium. Yeah, so that also has shown an increased overall cancer risk in the large cohort studies. So you got the two big A's there in the ingredients list. And again, every now and then I have a diet soda. I'm just not having it 3 times a day, every day. I think that's the key, right? Yeah, moderation. But now bubbly waters, and there's so many different brands. Like this one is La Croix. This is the key lime. There's so many different flavors. And there's none of the A's in there, the aspartame or acyl sulfame potassium. The other thing is diet sodas can also contain sucralose. So remember when Splenda came out? Yeah, that is a chlorinated anti-sugar, right? In so many words, sucralose, yeah. So that also can disrupt hunger signals in the brain that lead to increased appetite and potential overeating over time. So if you're trying to lose weight, sucralose is the opposite of what you want your hunger to do. That's just something to think about. Yeah, something to think about. Sucralose has also been linked to DNA damage in this recent research. So that raises concerns about long-term cellular health. You don't want DNA damage to your cells because damaged cells that can't be repaired, right? When there's DNA damage, that can spin off into cancer as well, right? And then also like decreased brain function, like you don't want damaged DNA in your cells. So consumption of diet sodas, right? So we talked about artificial sweeteners, aspartame, acyl sulfame potassium, sucralose. Do you know that all 3 of these are associated with a higher risk of cardiovascular disease, including heart attacks and strokes? Now, I'm not saying sugar's the answer because sugar raises inflammation. I know when I drink a sugary soda, which I just can't do anymore, I do reach for a diet soda because when I drink a sugary soda, I feel like terrible. Everything in my body aches because that's the inflammatory effects from sugar. But now is this reminder about how bad these chemicals are for us. I rarely drink a diet soda. This is like a reminder for me too. So long-term use of no sugar sweeteners, right, that have all these fake artificial sweeteners in diet sodas can increase the risk of type 2 diabetes and obesity because they're contrary to their intended purpose of weight management. Remember, I said it doesn't stop feeling full. It makes you overeat over time. The diet sodas with aspartame, now this is the one that's been around for a while. And again, I'm going to take a sip of my coffee here. There's no artificial sweetener. It's probably why I love coffee, right? We don't have to worry about that one. But long-term use of these things like aspartame can be a huge, serious health risk for those that carry the gene for PKU, which stands for phenylketonuria. They have a broader metabolic problem. They cannot metabolize aspartame, so they have to be careful too. Usually babies are tested for PKU at the hospital after they're born, FYI. Sucralose, let's get back to that for a second, can actually alter your gut microbiome. And none of us want that because that leads to problems like SIBO, which is small intestinal bacterial overgrowth. You don't want the wrong kind of bacteria growing in your gut. That leads to lots of problems. And it can even lead to mental health problems too. Like when you have a dysbiosis in your gut, it can lead to anxiety, depression, a feeling of unease. Yeah. So that's linked as well. So regular intake, so I'm saying taking it in every day, of artificial sweeteners can be linked to a higher all-cause mortality. So a higher all-cause of death rates among those that have regular intake in observational studies. Also, the acidity in diet sodas combined with artificial sweeteners, that just contributes to the lack of the strength of the enamel on your teeth. It leads to enamel erosion over time, even without sugary sodas, the diet sodas as well. That's why I'm a fan of the bubbly water, because I still get that kind of almost that diet soda taste, but without this chemical soup. I think a lot of our viewers already know about the chemical problems in our diet sodas. But let's also not forget, these kind of sweeteners are in those certain types of vitamin drinks. Now, not the vitamin water. I pick up, I should have brought the bottle in here. The vitamin water that I use, there is stevia in it. Now, if you see stevia, yes, that is a no sugar sweetener, but it's derived from a natural plant source. And so far, what we know of stevia, there's not these type of risks that I just listed to you. So if you see stevia, that's usually a safe one. Do they market stevia under? It's also marketed under the brand name Truvia. If you've heard of that, I'm trying to think of any other brand names. Stevia, Truvia, yeah. But there's foods. So I was looking at, there's this brand of protein drink that my family picked up because we're trying to get more protein in our life and don't want any sugar in it. And I'm so bummed because I looked at the label and there was acyl potassium. There was this little soup of chemicals, and it's like, darn it. I'm not going to do that, right? Because our goal is to try to get healthy. So you have to watch out, because these really popular brand name protein bars and protein shakes and health foods, you got to look at the ingredients if it has these chemicals in it. So I always say the aspartame, acyl potassium, and sucralose. And you know what's even a bummer? Sometimes you'll see all three of them. And I've even seen that in sugar-free gum and even other regular foods sweetened with sugar. Jell-O, I'm looking at you, Jell-O pudding. Yeah, you'll see all these and sugar. Like they're trying to make it extra, extra sweet. It's bizarre. So I hope that helps, so you can start looking at labels, and really, I think you'll feel better overall. Comment below if you already knew this, or this was new to you, or if this was a reminder. Thank you for being here on our channel, Vitalize Health Partners, where we're just trying to educate our viewers on health topics. This is not a substitution for regular doctor visits. We're not establishing a doctor-patient relationship here. We're not doing that. It's solely for education and entertainment. Comment below if you knew this. Thanks for being here. We'll see you on the next one.